Hello and welcome. My name is Magnus Oraka. I've been longing to talk about this man for a very, very long time. And the reason why I have taken my time is because I wanted to know how best to approach the issue. I didn't want a situation where it will look as if I am trying to lock horns with Asari Dokubo. And before we go any further, let me apologize again that this is day 11 that the entire this is day 11 that the entire north has been in darkness. We don't even know when we're going to get light, where we're going to get power supply. I have to travel from you don't even have the money to buy fuel. That is, even if you have the generator, you have to go to all these vendors that you pay them and then they on gen to charge your phone. 200 naira per charge. That is the country we are living. A country so blessed, but choose to live impoverishedly. That is the country we find ourselves. So I'm deliberately making this video in the darkness that it provides me, just to give you the reality of the challenges we face in Nigeria. So let me go further. If you are a Southerner and you believe that Asari Dokubo is fighting for the interests of the South, then your head needs a thorough examination. Now, let me take it step by step how I came to be abreast with this man. I think Asari Dokubo and myself should be about the same age. About the same age. Now, growing up, I knew him to be a militant who pretended to be fighting for the interests of the South. Then I wasn't really keen on social media or getting a platform where people will listen to me. I didn't even know that I had the ability to speak and people will listen. Even though I was an aluta in school back then, I would mount the stage and speak and everybody will hail, hey, aluta, continue. So, my real, calm down, Magnus. The point at which I began to give a close examination to Asari Dokubo was when I listened to a tape by Bosun Emmanuel of the Redeemed Christian Church, where he said that in the agenda of the Northern Caliphate, they will pick people from the South, convert them and take them to Saudi Arabia, indoctrinate them with Islamic values, and re-inject them back into the South. That way, these inner spies, or what's, for lack of a proper adjective, inner spies immediately comes to mind. They will frustrate any effort of the South to become self-subservient, that self-realization, development, and actualization, because this injection in the South will consciously or unconsciously be making things work for the interests of the North. So I've been observing Asari Dokubo to see if this assertion by Bosun Emmanuel is indeed true. So I have been watching. Then where I came closer to him again was his altercation with Nnamdi Kanu. Then there was this night. I think I have been in a meeting, in a Zoom meeting with Asari Dokubo twice, where they tried to invite me to become a member of BNC, Biafra National Congress. And for somebody like me, I try to associate myself with people with broad perspectives, people who have an inclination to absorb diversities while trying to make them work for a bigger goal that suits a general interest. That is me. So I don't know what resulted to the altercation between Asari Dokubo and Nnamdi Kanu, but I guess that led him into saying things that Igbos are the junior brother of Ijaw. Ijaws are bigger than Igbos. Ijaws are this, Ijaws are that. Which further led me to observe something I've always believed and observed with people that come out from the South claiming that they are activists, they represent the South, they represent... Now, the reason why most of these activists have not succeeded in whatever activism they indulge is because most of them are tribal champions. They are tribal champions. All of them. Idoho, this man from the Yoruba, Idoho, Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, Asari Dokubo, they are all tribal champions. I am yet to see an activist that fights for an interest that incorporates a wider audience. I'm yet to see that. Now, when Asari Dokubo, in that meeting, I asked the question. I said, I am a Christian. You are a Muslim. How do I trust what you are doing in the event that I have an altercation with the Muslim North? Where will your loyalty lie? Is it me, the Christian Southerner, or the Muslim Northerner? And he didn't quite, he was not forthcoming. He was not forthcoming. You know, every Muslim man, when it comes to politics, believes they have a better usage of misdirection, words that are suitable to misdirect the mind. That is what most Muslims think. But thank God, I have a mind that is large. I have a mind that is all-encompassing. I have a mind that really thinks very, very deep. Very, very deep. And more importantly, even though I'm a human being, there's a tendency that I can be biased. But I try as much as possible to weigh the rods and the cons with a view to getting the realism of an argument. Bless, NEPA don't bring light. Check. NEPA don't bring light.
Yes.
Maleke Sandarabo Shakasinda. Unlike, hey, Reka Sandarabo. Maleke after 10 days. Hey, up NEPA. Hey, they don't bring light. Finally, make us celebrate. Yeah. Hey. No, be you a carry come, but now you are go carry go. Sisi agwari go throw away. No, be you a go carry go. Hey, now why? Kai Nigeria. Finally, don't bring light. After 10 days. Anyway, make I do video. These people, the wicked people, after they don't suffer, see suffering. Can you imagine? Now your face with this. Come show your face, my wife. Come. Come show your face, see.
I'll show when I'm
I bet you want to do makeup before you bring your face. Come show your face. Let us see you. Now what I give you? Come and show your face here. Come show your face. I bet carry your face come out. So, can you imagine? They just finally light don't come. Kai. Anyway, let's go back to the video. I'm very happy because my phones. I bet bring the power back. Make I plug them. Okay. So now we're talking about Asari Dokubo. Now in that meeting, he couldn't come straight up to answer a simple question that I gave to him. The question was as simple as a Christian southerner. If I have an altercation with a Muslim north, where will your interest lie? He dodged. And the way he answered that question convinced me about Bosun Emmanuel's preaching. Now, let's come to a more recent activity. Now, during the Tinubu campaign, it's no longer news that Asari Dokubo worked assiduously to ensure that Tinubu became the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And he said, and we all heard it, that come and turn this light. Obaro, come and turn this light and put it on. This major light, put it on. Just so he said, if Tinubu fails, we should hold him responsible. Even when Nigerians went to Abuja to complain that the elections were rigged, Asari Dokubo took people from the south to counter that protest. Now, I know this video will get to Asari Dokubo for sure. The video will get to him. But let me say something about Tinubu. Then I'll wrap everything up with Asari Dokubo. Now, Tinubu is a man who have achieved everything: money, wealth, exposure, and has traveled a lot. And I told you, the psychology of life, particularly a man, when you have made so much money, cars, houses, children, you know, at this age now, young boys, when you have money, want to drive beautiful cars, beautiful women, drink exotic drinks. But at old age, 70 plus, you're no longer interested in sex. You're no longer interested in cars. The only thing that gives you erection, it's good like that. The only thing that gives you erection is power. Power has the intoxicants contained in alcohol. Power has the erection contained in sex. Power is sex, alcohol, flight, pleasure. Everything mixed together is power. That is the only thing that trips old age. Now, Tinubu, like Buhari, I hate to say this, but because I'm a truthful person, I will say it. Do you know that Buhari really could have repaired this country? Unfortunately, he was a tribal champion. Buhari had something that his predecessor never had. People feared him. All Buhari needed to do was say, let there be light, and there will be light. Catch thieves and jail them or unalive them, it will be done, and nobody will question him. But when he came into power, rather than being the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he saw it as an opportunity to realize the agenda of the Fulanis by grabbing lands and bringing his brothers abroad into Nigeria, which are causing nuisances today. Kidnapping, Boko Haram, terrorism, and all of that. Because when you bring people that have no skills, that have no homes, that have no relationship, you bring strangers to another land and ask them to survive. Of course, they must eat and they must, live. The only option available to them is crime. Why do you think that they will kidnap somebody and be asking for outrageous ransoms? 100 million, 50 million. That is because we have a big problem in this country. We have a big problem. So Buhari did not succeed because he came and became a tribal champion. Trust me, this tribalism is worse than even the religion. Our problem is not religion. Our problem is tribalism, because when we became Nigerians, we didn't see ourselves as Nigerians. We saw ourselves as Urobo living in Nigeria, as Igbos living in Nigeria, as Yorubas living in Nigeria. Hence, when we had a president, he sees being a president as an opportunity to better his people, to the extent that it even became a culture thrust, such that when a president comes, you say, you become president. What do you do for Goodluck Jonathan became president? What do you do for the South? Hello, your phone is this. Bring down the volume of your phone. So it became a culture in us that presidents see opportunity of leadership to better off their people. Now, Tinubu came and upgraded this tribalism. Right now, we are witnessing tribalism pro max, because he didn't hide it. He said it's the turn of the Yorubas, Yoruba local. When a leader comes or is pushed by the force of it is our turn, your turn to do what? Yoruba turn to, last I checked, is the turn of a leader of Nigeria. Being a leader of a country shouldn't have anything to do with where you come from. It has to be what you will do for Nigeria based on the policies that are alienated from tribe or religion that will better every single Nigerian. But he said it was the turn of the Yorubas. And if it's the turn of the Yorubas, it is his turn, a Milokon. And we laughed about it, joked about it. Now, here is somebody who had no popularity whatsoever. All he had was just his skill of manipulating things. Understanding that everybody in Nigeria has a price, including Wike, who claimed that he was admonishing APC. You are going to APC to do what? That you cannot live waiting and to join this thing to get cancer. And we thought they were serious. Now here we are. Now, Asari Dokubo. Okay, let me finish with Tinubu. Now, Tinubu believes he's smart, but he has played a game that is not going to favor him, and it's not going to favor the Yoruba nation. Let me explain. Tinubu knew that the only way he can win is by getting the votes of the Muslim North. But he is a Muslim, and he cannot pick a Christian. And picking a Muslim will change the narrative of Nigeria being a secular state, or the narrative that Christians and Muslims are one, and in leadership, Christians and Muslims must come together. But he had to make it work by any means possible, the Muslim ticket. He had to make it work. He has to make it work by any means possible. And how did he do that? By recruiting fake pastors, by making sure the judiciary is bought, by making sure that, and he got in. Now, the North, who also have their own agenda of Islamizing Nigeria, felt the Muslim ticket is an opportunity to finally force down that Islamic agenda on everybody. Unfortunately for them, that is, Tinubu does not give a hoot about Muslim Nigeria becoming an Islamic state. Tinubu doesn't care about that. What Tinubu cares is the Yoruba people to be established, just like his predecessor Buhari. That is why today you see our judiciary, our judiciary should be named Yoruba judiciary. Trust me, please, when you are listening to me, I have no misgivings against any tribe. I have no bias against any tribe. But I say these things the way I feel. Now, I may be wrong. Please feel free to correct me if you honestly believe I am wrong. Feel free to correct me. I stand corrected. But our judiciary today is Yorubanized. Our Ministry of Finance is Yorubanized. EFCC is Yorubanized. Correction Services is Yorubanized. I'm sure that before next election, INEC will be Yorubanized. Now we cannot continue like this. So when Asari Dokubo is complaining that his jaws are left out, what the hell were you thinking? You think Tinubu gives a damn about the Jaws or about the Igbos, about anybody, even about the Fulanis? You think Tinubu gives a damn? Tinubu wants to ensure that by the time he leaves, his Yoruba urchins are well placed, just as Buhari thought. Look, one thing Buhari achieved, he made sure that every Dick and Harry made money during his tenure. Look, some recalcitrant that had no skills made billions of naira. Now, do you know the risk to a country when you allow people who don't know the value of money make excess money? They end up not utilizing that money to create value. So we have money created without a corresponding value, which is what has led to the high level inflation that we have today. So whether you like it or not, this is what has happened. Now, I heard that Asari Dokubo said that they will align with the North. I laugh. I laugh. First and foremost, Asari Dokubo, you don't know the North at all. You think the North give a damn about you? Do you think the North give a damn about you? The North is only interested in using people that will better the interests of the North, even if it means sacrificing you for the interests of the North. The holy grail of the North is North. The only thing that is see, the problem with Wisdom Peters. The problem with us is that if you talk about Igbos, the Igbos will say you are being biased. If you talk about the Yorubas, you say you are being biased. If you talk about this, you are being biased. Now, I try as much as possible not to be generic, because there are some fantastic Yoruba people, fantastic Igbo people, fantastic Fulani people. But these things I'm talking about are things that happen. Did Buhari not come and made his government about the Fulanis? Absolutely yes. Is Tinubu not making his government about Yorubas? Of course it's yes. So where am I being sensitive here? Absolutely not. So you might choose. Everybody has the way they react. Just wait, I'll soon be through. Okay. You're distracting me now. Push this thing. So everybody has the way they absorb through truth. Everybody has the way they absorb truth. Some absorb truth, say, Oga, now wow, this thing is painful, but you are saying the truth. Some might absorb truth and feel bad that you insulted the Yoruba people or you insulted the Igbo people. I just said a while ago that every activist that have come from the South, they are tribal champions. And I mentioned Nnamdi Kanu, including Nnamdi Kanu. I was expecting somebody to say, no, Nnamdi Kanu worked for him. No, Nnamdi Kanu was a tribal champion. Sunday Igboho, tribal champion. Asari Dokubo, tribal champion. I'm yet to see somebody that is saying, I want to fight for the entire region of the South. Nobody. The last time I tried to bring up an organization, Eastern Unity Forum, where both the South and the Southeast will find a way to come together and merge. It was the same IPOB that said their people should not attend. Because I guess that time I was beginning to gain too much traction so that it doesn't lead. Because the agenda then was never about liberation. I'm going to make a video about Biafra under IPOB. I'm going to make a video about that. So that it doesn't seem because every time we talk about the ills of Nigeria, some overzealous IPOB members, like the one I blocked day yesterday, will dangle Biafra in front of you and tell that Biafra is the only hope. I beg to differ. But this video is not about that subject. We will take time to talk about that. You get me? So, Asari Dokubo, to me, is an unconscious servant of the North. Because everything we've tried to achieve to safeguard the interests of the South, Asari Dokubo has played a significant role in thwarting it. Except Asari Dokubo. Sorry, I'm reading comments. Check Lower Niger Congress. It's a union of Southeast and Southside. My problem with Lower Niger Congress is that even the lower what's the man behind this? What's that man again? Oh, this lawyer, the man behind the Lower Niger Congress. I spoke with him. And he will start giving you book to read, give you book to read. I said, look, the problem of Nigeria is not all this plenty write-up. The problems of Nigeria is not an academic exercise. Tony Namdia. The problem of Nigeria is not an academic exercise. It's not an opportunity to express your grandiloquence. It's not an opportunity to string it too many vocabularies. The problem of Nigeria is simple. The problem of Nigeria is such that we came into a country where we didn't evolve a national culture. Rather, we evolved a tribal identity. The Yorubas believe that they are Yorubas living in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, the only people that have tried somewhat to cut out of this are the Igbos, who don't mind anywhere they go and stay. If it's Fulani, they want to stay. If it's Yoruba, they will stay. If it anywhere they go, they stay. To a large extent, I will rate them first in the level of national consciousness. Because my problem with Tony Nnamdi is that you can't know everything. You can't know everything. And you can't force people to believe in your narrative. You can't know everything at all. But he claims he knows everything. He writes this book, write this book, write that book, write that. You start, the first day I met him, started sending me book, sending me this, some 30-something page, 50 page, 70 page. I said, which time I want get tired for Nigeria problem? Now I want to read all this thing put. Meanwhile, they stay inside the problem. You want to tell me about the problem? I live inside the problem. It's just this tribalism. Rabbi Musa Kwankwaso said he cannot be under Peter Obi because Peter Obi is an Igbo man. Peter Obi, Atiku, same thing. If we can find a way to create a national consciousness, a national culture where we are more Nigerian than the tribal affinity we belong, our problem is solved. If we can have a national consciousness, just like Americans, I am an American. God bless America. I am a Nigerian. God bless Nigeria. That's all. All this Yoruba lokan, Yoruba ton, Igbo ton, Hausa ton, this one ton, it further exacerbates the tribal division that has continuously maligned our consciousness to make Nigeria grow. No matter how I speak, no matter how convinced I am that my thought processes are better, I still have a space in my head that I allow people to correct me. And I keep an open mind to accept this correction if indeed they are corrections. Trust me, if they give me Nigeria to handle, I will fix it in 2 days. Because I will tell you the truth. The Hausas you are seeing today, they are very, very easy people. Very, very simple people. They are like people scared. They know they are poor. They know they don't match up in many things in Nigeria. So the only thing they have is this bluff that if you don't do this, we are going to do this. We have to quota system and all these things just to but there are people who can see. I will find it easier to discuss political relevance with a northerner than to discuss political relevance with a Yoruba bigot. The most difficult people to tell the truth to. If you see all these Yoruba people that have this hatred for Igbos. No. Those ones, forget about it. I saw it when I was in Ilorin and Ibadan. it was just too glare. It's too much. You get me? Maybe then it's also easy to discuss political truth with an Igbo man. But you see this IPOB, those ones that say they want Biafra, those Biafra proponents, it's also difficult to reason with them. Those ones, they just want Nigeria to break. They believe Nigeria can never work, so it should break. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to talk about that. That Biafra again is an extensive discussion, and it's going to be hot. But I want to be prepared, because when I'm going to discuss about that, I'll get a lot of insults, a lot of abuses, but I say things from a rational perspective. Now, some of these truths may not all go well with you, but I say it the way I see it. So, finally, the day we will get a leader that is detribalized, the first leader we had that was detribalized, Nigerians were not used to him. Nigerians were not used to him. And therefore, we wasted him, wasted our opportunity. And that person was Jonathan. Jonathan didn't rule as an Ijaw man. He didn't rule as an Igbo man, Yoruba man. In fact, he did things that even his own people were angry with, that he had power and couldn't use the power for his selfish people to benefit his own people. Rather, he was building a Majiri school for the Hausas, but he too didn't know that. No matter how much you do for the North, so long as you are not a Muslim, zero. But thank God, a panacea is recoiling people's brain, and that's hunger. Hunger, they reset everybody's brain. At least hunger has no religion. Hunger has no tribe. The same way a Hausa man will feel hunger, the same way an Yoruba man will feel hunger, the same way a Christian feels hunger, the same way a Muslim feels hunger. So all of us, they hear them. So Asari Dokubo, if you can hear me, I will beg you, the way Tinubu, I will speak to you the way Tinubu spoke. Say anytime they ask you what can we do, say shut up your mouth. My name is Magnus Oraka. Please follow this page and share this post. I will strongly advise Asari Dokubo to shut up your mouth, because each time you speak, you expose your delusion, your lack of educational foresight, the vision of rascality and political ignorance. It's one thing to be a militant. Doesn't necessarily mean that you can, string rational thoughts towards bringing solution that appeals to everybody. Nigeria is not about the Ijaw people. Nigeria is way bigger than Ijaw. Nigeria is too big for you and your Ijaw agenda. So, if they give you Nigeria today, I clearly know what you do. That means you too will empower Ijaw people. You are going to use it to empower only Ijaw people. So I really advise that you just keep quiet. True. You keep quiet. Please keep quiet. You speak too much and you talk too much. We have done the mistake of bringing Tinubu in. I think what should be doing now, if I'm going to advise you, Asari Dokubo, your hatred for Igbo should stop now. If you have a problem with Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu does not represent the entire Igbo. Nnamdi Kanu is not Igbo language. Yes, you might have your difference with Nnamdi Kanu. Hate him all you want, I don't care. It's natural. Dislike him all you want, I don't like. But please, your attack on an entire tribe is not good. I have met some very sound Igbo people that they think. I've met some fantastic Yoruba people that think. So I cannot say all Yoruba people are tribalistic. Of course, there are many of them, but they are not all tribalistic. I've met some very, very annoying Igbo people, very very irritating set of Igbo people. But there are still some very good ones that if you engage them in a conversation, you'll be amazed at the type of rationalization they bring out. So when you begin to say Igbos are junior brother of Ijo this, Ijo that, Biafra was there's no finesse in your countenance. There's no demure in your behavior. It's just about theatrics and fist punching into the air, venting anger and all of that. That is not the problem of Nigeria. I don't move by stage theatrics. I am moved by people who identify the seriousness of Nigeria and prefer solution based on a sane mind that can actually churn out thoughts, useful thoughts. So I really think that we need people that are not tribal champion. Rather, we should be searching for leaders that are regional champion, which was why I voted for Peter Obi. Between Peter Obi, Atiku, and Tinubu, who is more a regional leader? Who is talking about leading a region rather than leading a tribe? Obviously, it's not Tinubu who said it's the turn of the Yorubas. It's certainly not Atiku who said the North cannot vote for someone that is not a Northerner. So you can see where our problem lie. Please follow this page. Now you might be watching me, but you are not following me. Please follow the page. And if you want to assist us, please come to our inbox and say, okay, I want to, support your page. Take this small thing. There's no crime in it. There's no crime in it. And let me also say something here. That reminds me. Thank God I remember. Some of you in my live videos have made promises. I'm going to give you this. Excuse me. I'm going to give you phone. I'm going to support you. Then when I go meet you, when I'm outside the live broadcast, when I meet you, you don't pick the call. You don't, somebody came out. In fact, it's not good. There's no point making promises on live video where thousands of people have seen the promise. They will think that this man has got help from this one. Meanwhile, there's no such thing. Please don't do that. Thank you very much for listening.